Speaking of shipping, have a few viewer questions from some inexperienced resellers, some beginner resellers. I have had 3 people this week ask about shipping outside of the US. She says, I want to start selling online as I have many things at home to list and just need some extra income. What are some of the first things that I need to do? Turner, would you measure that for us and tell us how tall it is?
It's 33 feet.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper and welcome to the cabin. We're in here doing a little bit of preemptive shipping. So this, although it's not as necessary this week, we have MLK Day on Monday, so I don't know. I'm still here. We're still going to get ahead of the game a little bit, which is a good thing to do lately. I'm really enjoying it. And speaking of shipping, have a few viewer questions from some inexperienced resellers, some beginner resellers about shipping that I'm going to put on the end of the video today if you want to hang around and check out that. We're only shipping out, I think, maybe 8 or 9 things today, just like I said, to get ahead of the game. And I also had a question I wanted to ask you about the cabin, some space that hasn't been well utilized, and I've really been thinking about it a lot lately. I think when the late spring comes around, I'm really going to do something about this space. Hey, I meant to tell you, I'm in a lot of clothes here today. I forgot to turn my heater on earlier. So I came down here like, oh my goodness, it is cold, you know, and you got to keep the merchandise warm, if you know what I mean. So I've got this jacket on right here, and we're going to turn that thing back on in just a second to get warmed up in here. But let's take a look at what's sold. A couple things from inside that I grabbed really quick. This is one of those Rockwell prints, and I've been selling these for $8.99. Visit to the doctor's office. I think maybe I've sold more of these than I think any of the other types. Maybe it's because of the current situation we're in, I guess. So at any rate, $8.99 plus shipping on that one. I don't think I had any viewer sales today. Well, I don't have any that were shipping out today, at least, let's just say. So here we go. Panasonic QLV. I don't even know what this is. This was inside as well. It took me a minute to find it, and I'm glad I did. This is every once in a while when I made the transition into the cabin here last year, I didn't quite get everything transitioned. I left a lot of stuff. I'm like, yeah, just let it sell off. So there's very few things in there. And I knew this was in there. So I went in and grabbed it. I don't even remember what we sold it for. So let me take a look really quick. It was only a $7 sale, but they're pretty light. So, you know, we'll make a couple bucks. It was one of those parted out kind of phone deals quite a while ago. And I try to avoid those unless I don't have much inventory of it. And then I'll pick them up because they are decent money and they're kind of bread and butter. At any rate, that one's out the door. And let me know, just speaking of not finding anything, let me know in the comments the most expensive sale you ever made and you couldn't find it. Let me know, I'm curious. Next one is, I think, a set of 2 records, a couple of records. Joe Walsh, let me check it out. These went out for $10 if I can find them. I have been selling more records this year than any other year because I've been looking for them. And I've been looking for them because of the antique booth, because I've been selling them in there because I don't really know how to grade them and I don't want to fuss with all that stuff. But when I find some that I can sell, I usually pick them up. There we go, Joe Walsh. You bought it, you name it. Well, there we go. I think there's 2 Joe. Nope, that's Blue Ridge Rangers. Hey, that's an interesting one, y'all. If you listened to the show a couple days ago, I talked about Fogarty. Look at this, Bob Fogarty. I believe that's his brother. Anyway, let me put that one back and find the other one. Let's see here. It's going to have to be this one, right? Yep, there it is. Gary Cooper in High Noon. There you go. So those 2 went out for $10 plus shipping. And I know I have my vinyl folks out there that always comment, so let me know. Is that market value right there? Next one is in the back. And hey, since we're going back there, let me ask you about what I was talking about as far as the changes we're going to make. So this space back here has always kind of been underutilized, all this wall space. And, you know, I just throw empty boxes and stuff back here that I want to use. I need to clear this stuff out. I have another place inside that I keep this type of box, and I have a little shed that I keep that type of box. That's perfect for different stuff. Hey, that reminds me, I'm going to show you this in a day or two. That's a giant roll of packing paper. I think I'm going to give it a shot and transition to that. So what do you think I should do with this space back here? I kind of like the idea of having a space where I can put y'all's stuff up when you send it to me. I don't know if we should do that over there or not. I like that idea. This obviously has to stay. But I was thinking about something that only came out 6-8 inches. So there's still enough space to walk here. And it came out here, and it, you know, it didn't cover too much of this. So you could still pull this out, but came out a little ways. And then went right along here, and then maybe went up here. Or maybe I'll use this space for something else. I'm not quite sure. I also have this space over here. Keep my little cassettes I listen to. And the ladder for getting upstairs. But I feel like this space is not utilized too well. You know, I am a part-time reseller, so I don't have so much inventory that I have to have more space. But it sure is nice to be able to organize the best you possibly can. So I got this. Y'all, I have not, some of you have asked about this before. This is an antique. It doesn't work. I mean, it's half falling apart. It's got a great backstory that I have in a video, and I've just never shared it, with a veteran who was over there fighting in Vietnam. And he got this, I believe, I'm trying to remember if it was Cambodia. And it was just a great story. And I'm like, well, you told me the story, I'm going to buy it. So I might put that up here. It's a great little piece of history, and I'll let you see it sometime. But I got to grab. Now I've been back here yapping. I can't even remember what it sold. Let me think. Oh, I know what it is. It is a SingStar, which should be, I don't know, probably in Montana, Ben. Yep, there it is right there. SingStar, this was part of a deal. She wouldn't budge or something like that. I can't remember the sale. It's all pure profit at this point. $20 for the 2 microphones in the game, PlayStation 2 game, plus shipping on that one. Next one, Matt, part-time picker, I think would be proud right here. I don't find this stuff out here very often, but every once in a while I'll find it. There we go. Should be, if these are Kathy Lee's. Yep, there they go. Kathy Lee control tops. $15 plus shipping on those. I think it was a lot of 3. I'll have to check that. They're all queen size, 3X. Yep, there you go. Next one I picked up for $0.25, and I'm like, no, somebody's going to buy this. And it took a little longer than I thought to sell. $8.50 free shipping, and I picked it up for $0.25. It's just this little Redskins helmet, vending machine helmet. So, at any rate, that one sold. We'll make a few bucks on it. I just thought it was something that might sell eventually, and it did. All right, so I lied. There was one thing went to a viewer. It was that helmet. So that helmet went to Debbie, and she says, hi, I'm a retired gymnastics coach from Virginia. Interesting. Reagan would be interested to hear this one. Love hearing about Reagan's sport and all your precious children, animals included. On my mother's side, I have relatives in your area and in the Roanoke area. One of my great aunts was a teacher at Lynchburg College. Thank you for everything. So we're kind of in between Lynchburg and Roanoke. So should give you an idea. And Debbie, you know what? That helmet came from a garage sale in Roanoke. So thank you. We appreciate the sale. All right, well, thanks for joining me in here. Hang around. We'll do, I think we have a CommonwealthPicker.com store sale that Reagan's got to thank somebody for, and then we're going to answer some questions. So if you've sent a question in lately, maybe you're one of the 2 or 3 that we're going to answer. So thanks for joining us. We hope your weekend sales are going great, and we'll see you next time. Reagan's standing in front of that heater over there because it's cold in here, isn't it? All right, what you got, Reagan? CommonwealthPicker.com.
Jeff got an in-man, Renee got an in-mug, and Ivan got an in-mug.
Jeff and Inaman, Ivan and Renee. And Ivan had a special request. So it's Ivan, so he's going to get his special request because he's super nice to all of us. And Renee, you said so many nice things, I would be embarrassed to read them about us. So thank you so very much for the kind words, and we appreciate it. And they are all headed your way, and they hope, and we hope, they get things moving for you.
Bye, and don't forget to get your stickers at CommonwealthPicker.com.
Thanks, Reagan. I have a question here from Andy. How do you calculate shipping for your item if you're going to use pirate ship? I have had 3 people this week ask about shipping outside of the U.S., and they are they're pretty heavy items, so I'm just not sure the best way to figure out the shipping. I ship a lot of smaller items out of the U.S., but never have any large items. So here's the deal. If the item is over 4 pounds, I do not ship it with pirate ship. I go through global shipping, or at this point, you have a few more options on eBay where you can use those up to 66 pounds, I think. So I would go the very first option on international shipping. I can't remember what it's called right now. I should probably look, but I'm not gonna. And you can click on that one. Pirate Ship is for me is for items that are 4 pounds and under, and everything else I leave to either global shipping or one of the other options. So hope that helps. I have a great question from Jason here. He says, I was wondering how tall your shipping table is. So where the shelf sits right there. I'm assuming this is what you mean. And it's a good question because I actually measured that out. Now, I'm short, so keep this in mind, y'all. I am not a very tall person. I'm 5'6" on a good day. Okay? So I may look a little taller because all my peoples are shorter than me, except for Jacob. But I'm not a tall guy. So this is something that I designed. I wanted it to be a certain height. The one I have in the eBay cave in there is too small. It's like 30 inches, and I wanted it to be up a little bit higher for being able to package and ship exactly at the right height. So I took a little bit of time in designing that thing. I can't build anything. I didn't build it, but I did design it. So Turner, would you measure that for us and tell us how tall it is?
It's 33 feet.
It's 33 inches. It's 33 inches. You're awesome, buddy. All right. And that's the height that I wanted it at. So I'm assuming that was what your question was about. And there you go. So hopefully that helps. Thanks. Okay, I have a question from Joan. Actually, I have a lot of questions from Joan here. She says, I want to start selling online as I have many things at home to list and just need some extra income. What are some of the first things that I need to do? Should I do a business PayPal account? Do you use a label maker or a printer for shipping? Do you set up an account with the post office? If so, how do I go about doing this? When I asked the post office man how to do it, he didn't know it either. I'd like to be able to give the packages to the postal carrier as opposed to delivering them instead of going to the post office. Thank you for any advice. Again, your videos are enjoyable and wholesome. So thank you, Joan. I appreciate it. So there's a lot of questions. So let me just say a couple things before I give you a couple specifics here. The first thing I would say is in my own mind, and I tell this to my kids, I tell this to my classes, I tell this to my own children, I tell this to the baseball players I've coached. I have 18 million quotes, but the one I use to express this is often, fortune favors the bold. Sometimes I say it's better to fail going forward than going backwards. And sometimes I say faint heart never won fair lady. So all of them have the same connotations. If you're going this way, nothing good ever happens. Retreating just never is I'm not saying it's never the right decision, but if you make a practice of retreating, you're never going to go anywhere. So going forward and asking these questions is the first step. And obviously from the questions, it's pretty apparent that you are, I don't want to sound insulting. That's not the point. Asking some of these questions shows me that you have some misunderstandings about some things. And I think the first thing is to clear those up. The very first thing I would clear up with you is to say that eBay has a shipping system built into eBay. And it shocks me to see how many resellers go to the post office and pay actual postage cost from the post office retail. Blows my mind how many people still do it. I get so many gifts from people that get sent to my P.O. box, and they're paying full price to send me something, which means they're not using Pirate Ship. But forget about Pirate Ship for right now. The idea that you need to go to the post office to do anything is just not correct. You don't. You need to do it through eBay. You can do your shipping through there. Expand into other ways to ship things a little cheaper later, but go through eBay, keep it simple. So that's the first thing I would do. I would also say, yeah, you need a PayPal account. I'm assuming you already have one. You don't need all the bells and whistles, so PayPal account. And I don't even know that that's true. I'm assuming for new resellers, they're putting them directly into eBay's managed payment system. Am I wrong about that? Y'all need to tell me in the comments. Do you not have an eBay account? Go over there to eBay and set up your eBay account is the first step, obviously. And then you ask about a printer. Yeah, you need a printer. Clearly, you don't have to. A lot of young people today, you know, they'd rather, you know, they scan the code and they drop it off and, you know, different systems. But yes, you need a printer. It's going to be the cheapest. It's going to be the most efficient. I'm not going to tell you to buy a Rollo printer or a thermal printer right now. They're a lot of money. But if you're going full speed ahead and you know this is somewhere you're going, then yeah, I wouldn't spend money on another printer and then go get that one 5 years from now. But if you already have a printer, yeah, use a printer. Just whatever printer, doesn't matter. You don't need to set up anything with the post office. Yes, you can have them pick up the items. I don't know. Get a big giant mailbox, stick it in there. Or you can schedule pickup easily as well. Or even when you go to the post office, you just go and drop it off. I never talk to anybody hardly there. So, at any rate, hopefully that's good advice, and I want some other folks to give me some advice to tell people like this, and you can give Joan some advice in the comments. Thanks. I forgot to do a shameless plug here for one of my videos, so if you type in, maybe I'll throw in a link here, but I always forget. So, 5 things new eBay resellers should buy. 5 things new eBay resellers should buy. And that has a few of your answers to your questions, and it also has affiliate links on that video. So there you go. At any rate, it is a pretty good little video. It's one of our, I mean, I did this a long time ago and it got a ton of views back when nobody was watching. So at any rate, give that video a shot, and thanks again.